Welcome back, everybody. It's your boy AZ Dre back with another video. Today we got a real dank one. So without further ado, let's get into it.
My son found me and my wife's love tape, and now our family is destroyed.
Mother of God, it's all toilet sounds.
What in the hell? Bro, so your kid was fapping off to you and your wife's sex tape? Oh, I bet your son was zoomed in like Jackie Chan talking about push it back. Slow down, baby. That's just sick. Why would you? You know what? I ain't even gonna say nothing. Let's just get back into this shit.
So to make a long story short, my wife and I have an unconventional intimate life, and our teenage son found one of our intimate tapes while using my laptop without permission. He has his own computer, so I don't know why he was on mine. My wife and I were sitting at the table going through some bill payments on her laptop, and my daughter, who's 15, was on her laptop in the living room, which is attached to the kitchen. My son stormed down the stairs and into the kitchen, where he proceeded to start yelling at us over how sick we are. We had no idea what was happening, and our
Oh my god, bro. So your son ran down the steps and started confronting y'all about fucking on film, and you're sitting there acting surprised. I mean, he's better than me. I probably would have used that to blackmail my parents, but my parents are divorced, so that's terrible.
daughter got mad and asked what was going on, and he started yelling about what he found. This set my daughter off, and my wife became hysterical, and everyone began screaming at each other. I was so shocked and embarrassed by what was happening that I just remained quiet at first, but
So you're telling me that your wife started yelling at you? She was probably sitting there like, if this was your idea, Harold. And you sitting there, oh, honey, I had no idea my son would fap off because he's a teenage boy. Like, come on, dog. This is what, see, and people, y'all be sick doing stuff like this, bro. This is absolutely disgusting. I would feel utterly embarrassed if this was my kid.
put an end to the fighting and told everyone to split up and cool off, which they did. I told my wife we should talk about this with them, but she said she cannot possibly face them over how mortified she is. I went to try and say something anyway, but my kids were having none of it and wouldn't even look at me. Since then our kids have barely communicated with us and are not coming out of their rooms except for school and extracurriculars. We are making dinners which are being eaten in silence and in different rooms. It has been almost a week and I feel like I need to do something, but my wife keeps begging me not to bring it up, and my children won't even look at me.
I got a good idea. How about stop fucking your wife on film and recording it, bro? You sitting back, man, he's sitting back here. Yeah, yeah. Like, what we Oh my god, bro. Oh man. Bro, clapping your wife on camera is crazy. And then your kids catching you, dog? That's worse than getting caught by your mom watching. You know what? Back to the video.
What should I do? It wouldn't let me post this earlier this morning, so I'm posting it now during lunch. After some back and forth with the wife, I put my foot down and decided we were going to have a sit down as a family and talk this out. She was quite upset, but I told her this would be best. I texted everyone in the morning. I start work early, to let them know to come home on time today because we need to clear the air and have a proper adult discussion. No,
We need to have a proper conversation about me fucking your guys' mom. Look, I know what it may seem like, but dad is not a pervert, all right? As they have you on film plowing their mom, I don't even know what I would do in this situation. Me personally, I mean, this is nasty, dog.
This is a sick Negro.
Why would you want? Look, for anybody having kids out there, kids are curious. My brother has told me stories plenty of times, all right? Trust me, kids are curious. You don't want to get caught doing something that you ain't supposed to be doing. Either way, whether it's your kids or your wife.
no disappearing into bedrooms. My daughter agreed, and so did my son, although he had the condition that it not be in the living room, which was fine. Everyone did as I asked, and we held the family meeting in the kitchen. It started off quite awkward, and I began by reminding them the importance of respecting people's privacy. I told them that no one is in trouble, but
So you want to talk about privacy while you sitting there on film fucking your wife and then uploading it on your computer? Doug, you're not understanding. Once you let your kids play on your laptops or your phones, dog, your privacy, yeah, at some point you have to keep that to you. You really keeping that on your phone or your laptop? You understand that type of, imagine if somebody hacks your laptop and you sitting there trying to go off on your kids, bro. You lucky you ain't like this one dude who got doxxed by some guy on the dark web. Now imagine a coworker upload your wife's sex tape and all that. Like, come on, man. Talking about privacy, trying to take this high route when you were over here filming it and then wanted to keep it on your email or whatever.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
Hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Stupid.
I was very disappointed at my son's actions and said how he could have handled what happened with more discretion. My kids did not like this initially and they said some disrespectful things, but I reprimanded them for it, and overall it was tense but calm as it could be under the circumstances.
Shut up, Dad.
I went on and essentially explained to them that consenting adults, especially those who are married and happy together, shouldn't be shamed for whatever they have decided they enjoy. It is unfair to judge someone else, and they need to learn one will adhere to what they think is normal. They can dislike something personally, but it is wrong to hate someone else because of it. This is when it started to go south. My son started to get angry, but not just at us but also his sister. She apparently told her best friend, who is also her cousin, who then told people at school.
Shut up, Dad. You over here fucking Mom on film? I saw it. It was disgusting. And then the way you moaned and the way she moaned, it was sick. That's what your kid's gonna sit there and tell you? Y'all are nasty, bro. I mean, dude, you sit there, your kids lost respect for you as soon as you decide to pimp your wife out, put it on fucking Pornhub. All right. You ain't do all that. But your kids are not gonna respect you, bro. Filming your mom on camera like a sick fuck. That's nasty. It's disgusting.
My son has been getting made fun of at school because of it, and he is obviously very upset. My wife became enraged at our daughter and quite hysterical, and I actually removed her from the situation. Not physically, but told her to leave and cool off. I was upset too, but shouting wouldn't solve anything. I told my daughter that she was in deep trouble for doing that and asked my son if he had told anyone, and he said no, which I believe. I took my daughter's phone and laptop as punishment and grounded her for until the end of the school year, but that is really just plugging a hole in the hull while the ship is on fire. She stormed off up to her room, which is where she will stay. I asked my son why he didn't mention anything to me about the bullying, and he
So your daughter went, and you gotta understand, bro, we ain't being sexist or nothing, but like, at that age, you got a young daughter, she's 15. She's probably not gonna express her problems to you, you know what I'm saying? She's probably gonna take it to the group chat of girls, so that's what you got, bro. That's what you get. Your daughter over here run off. Jessica, I saw my mom plowing my dad on film. I'm feeling anxious. I need Starbucks and a vape. Good job, bro. Clap it up for Pops. And see, what the father's not understanding is in a situation like this where you initially tell your daughter to go cool off and she's back in her room, now she's back in her comfort environment, bro. You sent a group chat and said no more hiding in your room, and then you told your daughter go cool off back in her room. What do you think she's gonna do? Open back up to you? Come on, dog. Parents, y'all gotta take notes, man. This is how children think, man. This is how teenagers are.
told me it was my fault and he didn't want to talk to me at all. I asked what they were saying, but he wouldn't go into detail, just that they would call him named and throw things at him. His friends were sticking up for him though, which I was happy to hear. He then said some very disrespectful things about me and his mother, which I understood because he was angry, but I couldn't excuse. So I also took his electronics off him and grounded him. He still blamed me for the tape, but I
See, if that was my parents, they would have been like, boy, what you doing on my laptop, boy? Didn't I tell you to mind your business? Give my belt.
told him he wasn't in trouble for finding it. He was in trouble for being a disrespectful little shot. He stormed off to his room, which is where he too will stay for a while.
You better watch your goddamn mouth, boy! Or...
Take it easy, cowboy. You're gonna do yourself a mischief where you're heading.
Micah, shut it!
He started it!
I went upstairs to my wife and she was obviously extremely upset. I held her and she cried for a while and blamed herself before she eventually calmed down enough to talk. She realized that if the cousin knew, then my sister and her husband probably knew too. She was sobbing at the thought of them spreading this to our family.
Oh my god, bro. Hey, y'all are religious, bro? Or is your family religious?
That's a damn shame.
This shouldn't be funny. Alright, but like, imagine, bro, they're like Catholic or something, and the priest is sitting there exposing their sex tape. And this is what we have. Oh, man. Oh, y'all forgive me, man.
religious types, and we decided to try and get ahead of this. I texted my sister asking her if she was free this weekend to stop by for coffee or something. She didn't reply immediately, though I know she saw the text, and eventually she responded saying that she rather wouldn't right now. So now my wife is depressed, saying that my family are going to hate her and shun us and we would lose our community presence. Also, we deleted all adult stuff we had on the laptops, and then I spent a good hour or so figuring out how to encrypt files, although my wife told me not to bother because it would never happen again. I'm also looking at family therapy because I want us to go.
Oh, bro, you want to go to therapy about your kids catching your sex tape?
What? Jesus Christ, you fucking kidding me?
Sorry, baby, please.
No, fuck this shit.
You've been told once. Now sit down. Sit down.
Like, were you humiliating their mom? Did you put her in like the BDSM SpongeBob feeding a nigga beans type shit?
Talk to a professional about it. Sorry to disappoint, but I haven't unalived myself. My children don't hate me.
See, and that's the thing though. Telling somebody to unalive themselves is absolutely disgusting. I would never wish that on anybody or anyone at all. Mental health and people who struggle is no joke. I would never tell somebody to unalive themselves. Now, my Xbox Live chats, Call of Duty chats, FBI, you might have me there. But I'm a changed man now. I'm letting y'all know. No way. No way, wait. So your cousin is bullying? Oh my god, bro. So much for family. Dude, your cousin over here sticking your head in his hood. Here. And tell your mom and dad stop fucking on the laptop. Neither, nigga. That's crazy, bro. That's worse than getting caught on OnlyFans. Like,
I explained the situation. Leaving out the contents of the tape obviously cause I'm not stupid. She decided to punish her daughter for being disrespectful of someone indulging sensitive information, and we agreed that I would talk to my daughter about how wrong her behavior had been. Yes, she is religious, but she isn't insane and she doesn't judge me. I decided to let my kids stew without their electronics until the Sunday while I helped my wife pull herself out of her shame spiral. After a long day of helping and supporting her, she seemed to snap out of it and slept peacefully for the first time since this all happened, which I was very grateful for. On the Sunday, we decided as a team to sit down with our kids and talk to them again. We started without daughter as she seemed easier to deal with. We sat her down and I explained to her that what she did was similar to me reading her diary and then telling other people what was written in it. There's nothing wrong with having a diary, and
you can't sit there and try to say that's the same thing as reading a diary. A computer, it's not even like you sat there and said there was a passcode on your computer or any of that. As far as I can recall, you didn't mention any of that. How in the hell can you try to compare that to a diary being read? When you see a diary, you know not to open somebody's diary. Whereas a laptop, people access those on a common daily basis every day. Like, imagine had you forgotten about this sex tape and then your kid calls you while you're at work talking about, hey, Dad, can I use your laptop? Oh, yeah, sure. Are you going to sit there and try and change them then? Be like, well, you were going through Daddy's privacy. That's a violation of privacy. The content that you had on that laptop and the fact that you willingly had that in a house with minors, exposing both of yourselves, is absolutely shameful. And you need to have some accountability as a father instead of trying to tell your daughter this, that, and the third. Because in this day and age, with how technology works, my kids would be stumbling on anything in any world. So if I was in your position, I would have never had that disgusting shit on my fucking laptop and had my kids around it in the first place.
There's certainly nothing wrong with what was written in it, but it is embarrassing to have others know. She understood the example and apologized. We then got onto the topic of the cousin and explained that, while what cousin did was very wrong, she shouldn't be so hard on her and to stop with the bullying. Our daughter agreed, although she said their friendship was done, and I said that was fair enough. We gave her back her electronics and reduced the grounding to a week. What she did was still wrong and so requires punishment. We next called down our son and talked to him about why he was punished. His mother is his mother and no child, regardless of the reason, has any right to talk to their mother the way he did. Same goes for me. He apologized for what he said and then we talked about schools and if he wanted to change school. He was genuinely scared that we were going to switch his schools, and he explained that the bullying wasn't that bad, just some loser kids who were throwing stuff at him and hassling him in the halls. My son is very well liked at his school and has many friends and loves his sports, so we decided not to move school. I did the same with him that I did with my daughter and gave him back his electronics. During the week I got a call from his school that he had been in a fight and was facing suspension, so I went to the school and it turns out he got fed up with the harassment and beat up one of the bullies. The principal was talking serious punishment, but
years from now, kids are gonna grow up and their moms are gonna be on OnlyFans and all that. And I'm not knocking on sex workers because you go overseas, that's a prominent thing going on. But like OnlyFans, it's kind of like there's some sort of moral high ground that goes along with it. When in reality, we all know the gist of it. But there's gonna be kids years from now at the lunch school cafeteria cracking open their lunch, Capri Sun, whatever it is by then. If fucking somebody else doesn't fucking ruin our school lunches like that bitch Michelle Obama. Man, I'm going off right now. I'm about to edit this. Anyways.
I told him to duck himself and explained that my son was standing up for himself against people who were using sensitive information to bully him. At the end of the day, it was decided that a series of detentions was more appropriate for both people involved, which we accepted as a compromise. I told my son I was proud of him for standing up for himself and that he wouldn't get any punishment at home. As for the whole community finding out, well, it turns out that adults don't tend to believe children when they talk gossip. Shocking, I know, and all that is known is that my wife and I have an intimacy tape. So no one cares, or at least no one we care about cares. The kids are talking to us again and eating dinner at the table, and we are all a lot calmer, if still a bit tense. In the future we will be a lot more careful about this kind of thing.
I'm only wondering, like, how, think about like Kim Kardashian's kids, for example. Like, their mom has a sex tape out and all that shit. Imagine how they're gonna feel. Or like all these younger porn stars who are like, what, Riley Reid, people like that. That's about to be crazy, dog. This is the warning that us parents have to have, man. In this day and age, technology has changed. Like when we were their age, iPhones and all that were prominent, and we had access to that type of stuff. So now that we're parents, we got to be accountable for ourselves, and we got to watch and initially think for 3 to 4 people in one step. So with that being said, it's your boy AZ Dre back with another video. Trying to be more consistent with these uploads. Hope y'all enjoy, man. Peace. I'm out, man.